It's rusting in green. Afternoon light, typewriters dreaming. All through the night, a smiling sun hangs on a cardboard sky, where the future got lost but never learned to die. Unseen visions burning bright. Bradbury's ghost on SL tonight. Open the page, let the wonder ignite. Welcome to SL tonight.
Tonight for Thanksgiving, I wanted to share something very small and very quiet. No scares, no drama, just a little story from 100 years ago that helped a lot of night shift hearts, tired hearts, hearts that have seen too much, find a moment of rest. It's called A Little Gray Lamb. A Little Gray Lamb by Archibald Beresford Sullivan. Out on the hills of Bethlehem, under a sky full of stars, there was a shepherd boy named Amos. He was not more than 12 years old, but he was already a shepherd, for the flocks of his father covered the slopes for many furlongs. There was no need of all hands, even the youngest, to tend them. Amos was a frail little fellow, with soft brown eyes and a face that was pale from much watching by night. He loved the sheep and knew each one by name, but he was often tired and lonely, for the other shepherds were grown men who talked of things he did not understand. On this night, the night before the shepherds were to go down to the city for the great feast, Amos was out alone in the farthest hill. The air was keen and clear, and the stars seemed so near that he felt he could almost touch them. But a sudden fear had come upon him. One of his father's best ewes was missing, and though he had searched the ravines and called until his voice grew hoarse, there was no sign of her. What if she is lost forever? Thought Amos. Father will be angry, and I shall be shamed before the other boys. Oh, why did I not watch closer? He sat down on a rock and buried his face in his hands, his heart heavy with dread. The wind whispered through the grass, and the sheep stirred uneasily in their fold near by. Then from the darkness of a thicket came a faint, pitiful bleat. The Amos sprang up. "It is she, my lost one," he cried, and ran towards the sound. But as he parted the bushes, he saw not the white ewe he sought, but a tiny lamb, no bigger than a cat, shivering and spent. Its wool was gray with dust and dew, and one of its little legs was hurt so that it could scarcely stand. "Poor little thing," said Amos, his own trouble forgotten. He gathered the lamb in his arms, wrapped it in the fold of his cloak. It was so weak it did not struggle, but lay quiet against his breast, its small heart beating fast. Amos carried it back to the fold and laid it gently on the bed of soft hay. He brought milk from one of the ewes and coaxed it to drink, drop by drop, from his hand. Little by little, warmth came back to the tiny body, and the lamb nestled closer, its eyes closing in sleep. As Amos watched it, a great peace stole over him. The stars above seemed to shine more brightly, and the fear in his heart melted away. "God cares for the sparrows," he whispered, remembering the words of the old rabbi. "Surely he cares for this little lamb and for me." Then from the direction of the city there rose a sound of music, soft and strange, like the voice of angels. The other shepherds come running, their faces alight with wonder. "Amos, Amos, come quickly! A great light has shone in the sky, and the angels have spoken to us of a Savior born in Bethlehem." Amos rose, the little gray lamb still in his arms. Together they hurried down the hill, joining the throng that pressed towards the stable in the town. And there, in the midst of the glory, Amos lay his lamb at the feet of the child in the manger. The child smiled, and in that smile the shepherd boy knew that no lamb was ever lost, nor any child forgotten in the care of the good shepherd.